Hi, how can I help you today?
2 for the Death House.
You realize that movie is NC-17, right?
So
Well, we have some kids' movies.
don't tell me what I can and can't watch with my child.
As I'm sure you know, Planet of the Dead unlocks at midnight, and some of us are getting together to have sort of a watch party if you're interested.
I don't really like movies.
When's the last time we watched a movie I wanted to watch?
I'm sorry, but the taste in movies, it's
Bad.
One's movie preference is the foundation for a growing relationship. If those don't align, it'll crumble.
Movies are my everything! And it was all ripped away!
This is why nobody goes to the movies anymore.
Hi, my name is Melody West, and I play the role of Kaylee in Late Night at the Movies.
I am Gideon Morley. I play Dougie, aka the employee, in Late Night at the Movies.
Hi, I'm Carly Mayfield, and I play Laura in Late Night at the Movies.
My name is Jared Giannoni, and I play Gordon in Late Night at the Movies.
Hi, my name is Jacob Perrett, and the character that I play is Dominic.
Hi, my name's Casey Notariani, and I play the character of Shannon.
I'm Taylor Rhodes, and I play Dale in Late Night at the Movies. I am also the writer and director.
I actually didn't know Taylor previously, and I met Taylor through Jared, which I have already been on a couple of his projects before, and we met at a coffee shop. Originally I was going to play the opening character, but I somehow got the lead roles.
So prior to production, me and Taylor were already friends and coworkers here at the movies at Meadville, and one morning he approached me while we were working an opening shift together, and he was like, have you ever acted before, or have you ever considered acting? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like it'd be fun. And he's like, well, I've been working on this short film, and I'd like you to be a part of it. And so I agreed, and a year went by, and that short film evolved into a feature-length film, and I was still on board, and I still loved every moment of his script, so it just worked out.
I got involved because Taylor and I have been friends for a while, and he has worked on many of our projects, and so this was his first project, and we just had to jump on.
So Taylor's a good friend of mine. He's been in several of my projects, and when I saw he needed somebody, I figured I'd answer the call.
So, Taylor, the director, and I have sort of had this working relationship for what we figured recently it's about to be 10 years, which is kind of crazy. And, given that he's the tall, handsome one, he's always been in front of the camera, whereas I've, directed a lot of projects. But, he's always talked about sort of, having a go at, directing something. So, of course, naturally, I had to support him in that decision, even though he's still, the handsome one, and I'm just me.
So pretty much everybody that's involved in this film are very close friends or co-workers in one way or another, not at all excluding Taylor. He has been in a lot of the projects that I've been in the last couple of years, and he's also a close friend of mine. So when he came to me and told me, hey, I've got this fun project, I absolutely had to jump on board as soon as possible.
It was a lot different than how I act normally. I feel like Kaylee is a lot meaner than I am, just very blunt with what she says, and I don't know, it was kind of fun getting to play someone who's acts a lot unlike me.
So playing Dougie was an interesting experience, but it was my first experience acting, and I struggled to separate myself from the character, and I think it went well up until my first kill scene, which made me feel really guilty because almost all of the people I've worked with and acted with on set here are friends of mine, and I was beating them up, choking them out, and I just couldn't force myself to do it because they're my friends, and I just couldn't hurt them.
Playing Laura was fun. She's pretty sassy, and bold, and sometimes I have a hard time with that, so it was just nice to flip the script.
So Gordon's a lot of fun. He's like a very sassy kind of guy who thinks he's kind of socially in control of every situation that he's in, but he's always the guy who gets stuck with all the shitty jobs like cleaning up garbage or bags of puke and all that stuff. So he kind of thinks he's the man, but nobody else does. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Dominic's character, not that it was written the same way, but is actually the namesake of a character from a short that Taylor and I did many years ago called Projection, which sort of has a lot of similar vibes as Late Night at the Movies. But so I sort of watched that, not that I used it as inspiration per se, but I don't know, his character, it kind of, in a way, reminds me of I don't know, a lot of myself in terms of like working at a theater and loving movies and loving the environment and the work that you do, but you just so happen to have to cater to a bunch of customers who do not share that same enthusiasm as you do. So I don't know, there's sort of an interesting, I guess, dynamic there.
It was a bit different. Most of the characters that I've played are normally secondary characters, and this one is technically a side piece as well. But it was a bit different because it didn't have such a serious tone to it. So I was able to kind of let loose a little bit more.
I'd say it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot more laid back than other film sets I've been in. Like there wasn't a whole bunch of like things, like we didn't have to, it was like if we messed up it was easy to just like reset and try again, and I liked that. It was just like felt very free flowing.
Every day on set during this production was an adventure, honestly. Everybody is so passionate about what they do, and they're good at it, and it honestly felt, like a lot of others have said, it felt more like a hangout among friends rather than a production or a formal set, but still everything turned out amazing, as you'll see. But we all had fun, and I hope it's evident in our work.
It was really fun. A lot of, film sets can be very like business work. It's not very often that you get the opportunity to like have a more relaxed experience and just kind of like, it feels like you're making movies with friends, just hanging out rather than, actually working. So it was super fun.
Oh, the production was a lot of fun. We'd just show up and it felt like really just a good hangout between a lot of friends, and it was always, fun time, very like laid back set, laid back cast, and we made something really fun. So
yeah, so I mean, like I mentioned, I've been on a lot of productions. I've had a lot of my own, and this production in particular was very relaxed and in a good way. It just sort of, I don't know, felt like you're making a movie and you're working towards something, but I don't know, just felt loose. The stakes didn't feel like, I don't know, if we don't get this shot, correct the first time, or if we, run out of time, like it didn't feel like the world was going to end as it does on a lot of other productions, which was a nice change of pace.
It was a lot of fun. Everybody that was involved, every time whenever we would have a cutaway or if we just had to stop for a scene, there would just be laughs and giggles in between all throughout, and everyone was, it didn't feel like a job. It just felt like a bunch of friends hanging out.
I couldn't have asked for a better first time making a feature film than this experience. I got to work with so many amazing people as the cast, as the crew, and it just, everything went so smoothly, and not a lot of stress as I thought there would have been, and that's because I got so many amazing people making this movie with me, so I couldn't have done it without them.
I mean, there was so many fun scenes throughout filming, and this is probably the most fun I've had on like any set I've been on yet. And it's just like all the kills were so fun. There was so much special effects, and it was fun getting to see all of that. But I think my favorite day was probably the last day of filming with like Gideon, and like there was just like a whole bunch of action going on, and it was a lot of fun to get to do that.
My favorite moment was hot dog. No further explanation needed. You'll know when you see it.
So I have a pretty big scene towards the climax of the movie with Gideon. There was a lot of like special effects work and all that stuff, and that was probably my favorite day of shooting because it was my biggest day of filming and the day that I was the most busy. And what I did as an actor that day is something that I've never done before, and I cannot wait for you to see it.
Oh, my favorite moment of filming would probably be the hot dog day. I guess that's keeping it as broad as I can. I liked the glizzy day.
So my favorite moment of filming, I want to say the hot dog scene, but I'm gonna narrow it down specifically. So there was a moment when we were filming the hot dog scene where the actor in particular had tubing going up his pant leg, and the liquid that was going through that tubing began leaking and sort of sprayed a little bit and got into another actor's hair who happened to be just an innocent bystander. And I actually recorded that moment, and I look back on it fondly.
So I wasn't actually on set a lot of the time, but in the movie, there's a very specific scene that I think is going to get a lot of people rolling on the floor laughing. So be sure to watch out for it.
My favorite moment of filming, there's a lot, honestly. I know a lot of people would say some of the kills, such as the hot dog thing, and I'm not going to go into detail about that. But one of my favorite days was actually the fight between Kaylee and Laura. Back when I was a senior in high school, I was going to make a feature film as my senior project. And in that script was this whole fight between this couple. And I never got to make that feature-length film, but all these years later, I finally got to make a feature-length film, and seeing Carly and Melody acted out in front of me, it was honestly pretty amazing.